Hey guys, what is going on? It's your boy, the Mad Kiger, and up here today guys with part 3 of the DVD collection. I thought I would just carry on and we probably will get another part tomorrow. Yes, I'm quite happy that I can do this part again today, and again we've got quite a few here today. Shelf 2, it's easier for me to go from bottom to top, giggity. And of course guys, I'm going to keep this intro nice and short, and we've got a selection of movies here. Again, some of them are in some sort of genre order. I will need to go through my DVDs and properly sort them out one day. Possibly do that after I've done this video. Well, not this video per se, but this set of videos. Excuse me, and of course go from there. Now again, most of these are mine, but there are a few that aren't mine, so I will tell you which ones are mine and which ones aren't. And we're gonna keep this intro short and let's get straight into it. Up first, we have Back to the Future trilogy. I'm ashamed to admit I haven't actually watched any Back to the Future movie all the way through. I've seen parts of them here and there, but I do need to watch them. It's one of those movies that I really do need to watch. What can be said about these movies other than, you know, they're classic, and this is just one of the variants. There's so many different versions of these Back to the Future trilogies, different collector's editions, and this is comes with some bonus features. Not a lot on here, but still, there's one of them there. Then we have the two Alien vs Predator movies, Alien vs Predator and Alien vs Predator Requiem. It was a great crossover idea, you know, two very well-known, you know, things, Alien and Predator. It was a great idea to cross these over. However, I don't know if the movies did great and stuff. I think there's a new one coming out. It wouldn't surprise me if they bring it back in one way or another. I don't think I've actually sat here and watched them all the way through. I think this one DVD actually is scratched or something. I can't remember, but still got them both there. Then we have a movie called Alien Origin. I have no clue how good this movie is. I've got a bunch of these mockbuster movies. Basically, if you don't know what mockbuster is, it's basically a complete rip-off of another movie. So basically, you know, blockbuster movies, you know, big movies and stuff. Hello, Pussycat, and the cat has come to join me, and hello, Minx. And of course, guys, there's a lot of these mockbuster movies in there, and they're terrible rip-offs of other movies and stuff. But this one's about aliens. I'm guessing it's kind of like a found footage movie with aliens, I think. Right, it seems like the cat is going to join us in this video, so I apologise for that, but hey, it's become my best friend lately. And then we have Alien Intruder by, and it stars Billy Dee Williams, of course, a well-known actor from Star Wars. Billy Dee Williams played Lando Calrissian. I have no clue how good this is, but it stars him nonetheless. And I'm so sorry that the cat has decided to join us in this video. I'm just going to put you there. Lie down there. Go on. Lie down there. Then we have the Ultimate Matrix Collection. This is a really good box set. It includes pretty much everything Matrix. It includes all of the movies, and then it includes the Animatrix and all of these different bonus features explaining how the Matrix works. I always like to say that the Matrix has its sort of conundrum. Like, if you try and explain the Matrix, it actually gets harder to understand it, I guess. But this is a really cool box set and includes so many different bonus features and stuff like that. And this is dirt cheap. You can get this really cheap, so. Then we have a classic 60s movie, I believe it's 60s, Mars Attacks, starring Jack Nicholson there, and Danny DeVito, and Pierce Brosnan, so three very well-known actors there. It's an old school sci-fi movie, and of course, yeah, I don't think I've watched it though. Fucking get out of the way, Pussycat! Come on. You want to be in the limelight, don't you? Then we have The Adventures of Pluto Nash. Some people say this is one of the worst movies ever made. I'm not going to lie, the reason why I got this movie is because when I watched a Vanos video, they were taking the piss out of this movie, and I kind of wanted to have it in my collection. I haven't watched it yet, so I can't really say if it is as bad as what people say it is. Then we have Disney's Tron Legacy. Actually, a really, really good movie. This is actually really, really well. The special effects in this movie are beautiful. This is a great looking movie. I haven't watched the original, mind you, but this one is beautiful. I love this. You got Daft Punk doing the soundtrack in it, and it's a great movie based on the original. I don't know if it's a remake or a continuation. I don't really know, but it's a great, really good movie. I enjoyed this more than I thought I would. Then we have A Town Called Panic. This basically was an old TV show, TV shorts. They used to do like these used to be like 5-minute shorts on like Nickelodeon or something like that between episodes of shows. And this is a movie, you know, with these little figures and stuff, and I believe this is French. I believe it is a French movie, and I enjoyed this show as a kid. I really did. Then we have Around the World in 80 Days, starring Jackie Chan. I haven't actually watched this, so can't really say much about it. Then we have Another Hood. This movie is meant to sort of be like a piss take of, you know, like Brotherhood, well, you know, like kidulthood and adulthood and all that. You know, those gang sort of movies, and it is sort of like a piss take movie, but it's actually really good. I enjoyed this movie. It's really funny. I love this movie. It's pretty good. Fruitellis is a bad man sweet, don't you? You get me? Then we have Ali G in the house. You know, before, you know, Sacha Baron Cohen, before, you know, Borat and stuff. Ali G. I love this movie. I never really watched the show, mind you, so, but the movie's classic. Then we have this 100 Years of Comedy documentary. Of course, you've got Laurel and Hardy there on the front, and I believe they're I don't know who these three people are. I don't know if they're the Three Stooges. I don't think so. It's just a documentary about you know, over 100 years of comedy. I thought it'd be quite a cool little documentary. I haven't watched it yet though. Then we have a DVD version of 21 Jump Street. I actually don't think I've watched this movie all the way through. I've seen parts of it here and there. Then we have Rowan Atkinson's Bean. I'm ashamed to admit I actually haven't watched this movie all the way through. Of course, I'm a big fan of Rowan Atkinson, and I love Mr. Bean, of course. And this was his first movie. He's done 2 movies. Then we have Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Santa. Again, a more sort of adult comedy Christmas movie. Then we have Bad Neighbours, of course, Seth Rogen again in there, Zac Efron. Again, another one of these comedy movies. I haven't watched this one yet. Then we have Mike Myers in Austin Powers, the Shagadelic collection. Includes all 3 Austin Powers movies. I believe they are actually talking about a new Austin Powers, and if that's the case, I'm so hyped for that. Yeah, baby, yeah! I love Austin Powers. I grew up watching these films, and I love Austin Powers. Dr. Evil, I give you a new deal. You can keep your money, and you can keep your mojo and your money, but I get you, baby. Chili, baby, bat ribs. I love Austin Powers. You can't really go wrong with Austin Powers. It is a bit of a piss take movie of like James Bond and stuff, but it became its own movie, and you know, got a cult following, myself included. Then we have another mockbuster movie, Transmorphers, of course, kind of like a Transformers piss take. Well, not piss take, but you know what I mean. Then we have Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Sixth Day. I haven't watched this one, but of course starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. Speaking of Arnie, here are the Terminator movies. I have all of them. Of course, some of my favourite action movies. Of course, The Terminator, the original, is absolutely fantastic. Terminator 2 Judgment Day, in my opinion, is the best sequel to any movie ever. It is absolutely one of the best sequels ever. The ending is great, and if you've never watched Terminator 2, stop what you're doing right now and watch this movie. It is fucking amazing. It is one of the best sci-fi movies ever. And the soundtrack is great too. Then we have Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. I don't see why this movie got a lot of hate. I liked this movie. I liked Terminator 3. Ironically, this was the actual first Terminator movie I ever watched before, you know, when I was younger, of course, because I weren't really allowed to watch, you know, these sort of movies as a kid. But Terminator 3 isn't as bad as what people make it out to be. And then we have the two unfavourable... fuck's sake, cat. I swear down, I'm going to knock you out in a minute. Go on, lie down. Then we have Terminator Salvation and Genesis. Salvation, it's alright. It's something different in the Terminator universe. And I give them prompts for trying something a bit different, but I weren't really that big of a fan of it. And Genesis, again, I appreciate them trying to bring it back, but... it's a bit of a lie. Arnie's back with a bang. He's not really in it that much, but still it isn't terrible. All 5 Terminator movies, if you're going to watch them, I would just stick to the first 2. Then we have Vampires Suck, another one of these spoof movies, you know, take the piss out of, like, you know, like Scary Movie and stuff. Bill and Ted Bogus Journey, the second Bill and Ted movie. I've never watched any Bill and Ted movie, mind you. Then we have Mickey Flanagan's Back in the Game live tour. I don't know why I have some of these movie DVDs. Some of them I was given and stuff. So just a stand up there. Then, of course, the third 50 Shades movie. Again, I have no interest in these sort of movies. Maybe one day I'll watch them, but, you know, what can you say about them? Then we have Porky's 1 and 2. These are sort of adult, you know, themed movies, you know, lots of hijinks and things like that. Then we have, in my opinion, some of my favourite movies. Cannonball Run 1 and 2. These were my childhood movies. Cannonball Run 2, I watched this movie more as a kid than I ever did. Right, Minx, right. Go on, over there. Go on. I loved Cannonball Run 2. I love these movies. Great actors in there. You've got James Martin. James Martin. Dean Martin, sorry. Why did I say James Martin? Dean Martin, freaking, fucking Burt Reynolds in this movie. You know, there's so many well-known actors. Sammy Davis Jr., freaking all of these well-known actors. Jackie Chan's in this movie, Peter Fonda, Roger Moore is in it, Dom DeLuise, freaking, you know, so many well-known actors in the 60s, 70s and 80s. It's kind of like a racing movie about cars and stuff, but it's basically like the 80s version of Fast and Furious if I was going to compare it to something. But I love these movies, and I'm so glad that they have a box set with both of them on there. I love it so much. I have not only this Blu-ray box set, but I have both of them on an individual disc. Then we have Abandoned. I believe this is sort of like a thriller sort of thing. Then we have the 2 Deuce Bigalow movies, Male Gigolo and European Gigolo. I've never watched Male Gigolo, mind you, but I have watched European Gigolo starring Rob Schneider and Eddie Griffin. Pretty, you know, over-the-top comedies. Then we have Bruno, again, Sacha Baron Cohen movie. Yes, this movie is very gay, but I don't really care, you know. I don't really care. Being bisexual myself, I don't really care, you know. Once you've seen one, you've seen them all. But nonetheless, guys, this movie is it's a funny movie. It's meant to be over the top and wacky. Then we have Evan Almighty. I really enjoyed Evan Almighty starring Steve Carell. I think Bruce Almighty's better, but Evan Almighty's a pretty funny movie as well. Hooligan Factory, again, lots of well-known British actors and stuff in this. It's a sort of piss take of like these hooligan movies. Then we have the original Jumanji starring Robin Williams, rest in peace. Classic movie as it comes. Then we got Van Helsing starring Hugh Jackman. There's a lot of talk about there's going to be a new Wolverine and it ain't going to be Hugh Jackman. I'm not too happy about that one. Then we have Super 8. I hear this is a pretty decent movie. I haven't watched it yet. Stormbreaker. I remember watching this in the cinema. I enjoyed this movie back in the day, but it's been a long time. It's based on the some books by Anthony Horowitz. Then we have Spaceballs. This movie is classic, starring, of course, Mel Brooks, John Candy, and Rick Moranis. Love this movie. It is a piss take of Star Wars, and I love this movie. It's really good. Then we have RPG called Real Playing Game. It's interesting. It's nothing amazing, but it's a cool concept of a movie. It's basically like they're in this game and it's reality and stuff like that. It's kind of an interesting one. Then we have the Chronicles of Riddick starring Vin Diesel. I don't know how good the movies is, but I know the video games were quite good. Then we have the original War of the Worlds. I hate the remake of War of the Worlds. I've never watched the original, mind you, but the remake I absolutely hate. Then we have I Spy, National Security, and Blue Streak. I mainly got this box set for Blue Streak. I loved Blue Streak as a kid. I remember watching that movie quite a bit. Then we have one of my favourite movies, kind of a guilty pleasure movie here, but White Chicks. Did anyone tell you you look like Denzel Washington? This movie, I've seen this movie so many times. I love this movie. Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and I'm homebound. Then we have Steve Irwin, the Crocodile Hunter. Crocodile. Collision Course. This is basically like a documentary, and also I watched it with Heather not too long ago. It's alright. I don't really rest in peace Steve Irwin, but I never really watched a Crocodile Hunter growing up. So then we got How to Be Single, again another Rebel Wilson movie there. Then we got 3 Ryan Reynolds movies here. Waiting, Just Friends, and Van Wilder Party Liaison. All starring Ryan Reynolds. I love Ryan Reynolds. He's hilarious. Harold and Kumar, Escape from Guantanamo Bay. This is a decent sequel, but it's nowhere near as good as Go to White Castle. It's still, again, in the same vein, wacky, over the top. Then we have The Longest Yard. Again, lots of well-known actors in this movie. You've got Great Khali's in this movie. Goldberg, Adam Sandler, Terry Crews, I believe. Stone Cold Steve Austin's in this movie as well. I don't know if The Rock's in it. There's, yeah, Great Khali again. I like this movie. It's basically about football, American football in prison. Then we have Johnny English. Again, I haven't seen the new ones. I think there's 1 or 2 new ones. I love Johnny English. Again, Rowan Atkinson, one of my favourite actors. Then we have Pitch Perfect 2. I have watched both of the Pitch Perfect movies. I haven't watched 3. I watched them with Heather. They're not really my kind of movie, but I watched them at least. Then we have This Is Spinal Tap. I really loved this movie. It's basically like a documentary film of Spinal Tap, and it's really funny. It's really good. If you don't know Spinal Tap are, they're an older rock band. Then we have season 17 of Family Guy. I also have the big box set with seasons 1 to 16, which is in my bedroom at the moment because I've been watching those lately. I do need season 18. I've got another copy of Hangover Part 2 with the sleeve cover here. Then we got Office Space from the creator of Beavis and Butthead. This is a pretty good movie, you know. Funny movie, again, starring Jennifer Aniston's in this movie as well. I enjoyed this movie. I really do like it. You got my stapler. I need my stapler back. Then we got a movie called Monsters. I'm guessing it's a monster movie. Then we got Independence Day. I didn't mind this movie. I don't think it's anything great though, mind you. Starring Will Smith. Then we have in my opinion, the terrible Godzilla movie. I hated this movie. I really did. I really didn't like it at all. Then we got Scarlett Johansson in Ghost in the Shell. I have yet to watch this, but of course, starring Scarlett Johansson. Oh, we all like a bit of that. Then we got Allegiant, Insurgent, and Divergent. I don't know what order they go in, but they're part of the trilogy of movies. I don't know what order they go in. I haven't watched them yet. Then we got Wesley Snipes in White Men Can't Jump. I believe it's a basketball-themed movie. Daddy Daycare. This movie is pretty hilarious. It's I've got to tell you, watching this movie after when you have a child, you can relate to it a lot more than you can if you didn't have one. Then we got Anna Faris in Smiley Face, another sort of stoner themed movie, you know, sort of situational comedy sort of thing, over the top. I remember watching this movie and then forgot what it was called, and then finally got it on DVD. Then we got Bruce Willis and Matthew Perry, yeah, Chandler, in The Whole Nine Yards. Might have to watch this because it's got Matthew Perry, and I love Chandler. Gumball 3000, the movie, again, based on the Gumball Rally thing, but I believe Ryan Dunn is in this, from Jackass. Rest in peace. And there's the original Pitch Perfect as well. Again, Rebel Wilson. Lee Evans of Roadrunner. Heather likes Lee Evans. I think he's funny, but I don't really watch a lot of stand-up comedy. I'm more of a Kevin Hart kind of guy when it comes to stand-up. Mr. Bean's Holiday. I love this movie. Of course, once again, starring Rowan Atkinson. Love it. The Harry Hill movie. I really enjoyed the Harry Hill. I think he's hilarious. You know, wacky, over the top, crazy stuff. I've never watched this movie though, mind you. Then we got Wayne's World 1 and 2. Again, 2 movies I have yet to watch, but I know these are sort of wacky comedies and stuff like that. Probably something I'd enjoy. Then we have the X-Men collection. It includes all 8 of the X-Men movies. And again, I don't really know what my favourite one would be. I thought the Wolverine was quite good. And Origins Wolverine was quite good. But in my opinion, I think Logan was the best X-Men movie. Well, if you want to call it an X-Men movie. District 9. Again, Cloverfield, another movie which, again, is one of those movies you either love or hate. Then we got 2 copies of Battleship. It stars Rihanna, and you think, you know, Rihanna, oh my god, there's a singer in a movie. But actually, she isn't that bad. I actually thought she did quite a good job, actually. The movie's ending does leave it open to a sequel, but we've yet to see a sequel. I haven't played the game though either. And here's the other variant of the Back to the Future set that I've got. And this one includes all 3 of them in this sort of sleeve disc variant where it's all in one case, which I think is better than having, you know, 3 individual DVDs. Sorry, I'm just putting it back in its sleeve. I know some people say, why do you keep the sleeve? But I just think it's easier sometimes. I Spit on Your Grave 1 and 2. The only issue I had with this movie is it don't have subtitles. I'm one of these guys that have to have subtitles on. I don't know why. Comedy Superstar 2011. Just a bunch of different comedians. And then we got Borat, Cultural Learnings of America, and for make benefit of glorious nation of Kazakhstan. I love Borat. I've seen this movie so many times. Yakmesh, my name Borat. And then we have Assassin's Creed. I do want to try and get every single video game themed movie. I haven't watched this. I hear it's not as bad as what people think it would have been. But again, I haven't watched it yet, so I can't really say. Dukes of Hazzard, again, starring Johnny Knoxville. Again, from Jackass. Johnny English Reborn, again. You know, I love the fact that, you know, Rowan Atkinson can be this really stupid and dumb Mr. Bean character and really dopey Mr. Bean. And then if you actually see him, he's quite a posh guy. He's really posh, and quite sophisticated, actually. Actually, I know I think he lives in Henley as well, I believe. Then we got, and now pronounce you, Chuck and Larry, again, starring Adam Sandler. Marley and Me, the movie that made everyone cry. I ain't gonna sit here and say that I didn't cry, but the only reason I cried is because the way that the ending sort of reminds me of what happened to my dog at the time, and he was also a golden Labrador as well. Then we got the In-Betweeners movie. I actually haven't watched the In-Betweeners movie, so maybe I'll watch it after I rewatch the TV show. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I haven't watched this one yet. I have seen all the other Jurassic Parks. I didn't really much care for Jurassic World though. I just thought the idea of making dinosaurs into weapons was just a bit too stupid for my likings, and they made it into more of an action movie rather than a a horror thriller kind of thing. And then we got Team America. Fuck yeah! I love this movie. It is fucking hilarious. I kind of want to watch it again. Hot Fuzz, again, Simon Pegg, Nick Frost. Love this movie. Love Simon Pegg. Tropic Thunder, again, this is kind of like a spoof movie kind of thing. They think they're filming in Vietnam and they actually are in Vietnam. It's crazy. And then the last two, we got Jackass 3 and Pixels. Jackass, the movies, I love them. Pixels, it's not bad, but I really didn't much care for this. It's cool of all the references in it, but other than that, it's nothing too special in video game themed movies. And there we go. That's the third part of You Farted Cat, that stinks. And there we go, part 3 of the DVD collection. The next part is going to be a big part, so be aware. I think I'm going to end this video here and go and play some more Samurai Warriors 4 Empires. I've nearly platinumed that game. It will be my third game that I've platinumed. I just need like one more trophy. That's going to be a bit of a hard one to get, and then the rest are easy pickings. But anyway guys, if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like and of course comment below. Let me know what you've been doing this weekend and any plans for the new week. And of course guys, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, have a nice day. And the pussycat says goodbye. Oh, look at her. She likes belly rubs. I've never known a cat to like belly rub. Look at her. Look at ya. Extra points for the cat, huh? And as always, guys, have a nice day. And I will see you in the next video, which will probably be tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Anyway, guys, I will see you soon. Take care and bye-bye.